Alright everyone, we're going to keep the fun and games moving along, and we're going to play Jeopardy for the Sega Game Gear. Let's see how we do this game. There we go. Alright.
Jeopardy!
Taking on Jill this game. And here are the categories. We have time, theater, Shakespeare, Holland, inventions, and Oscar women. I'll take Holland for 100.
The answer is
Dutch footwear, also known as klompen. What are wooden shoes?
yes.
Holland 200.
The answer is
Holland's best known varieties are Edam and Gouda. What are cheeses? What is cheese?
yes. The answer is
Holland's official name, meaning lowlands. What are the Netherlands?
yes. The answer is
Port that handles more cargo than any other in the world. What is Rotterdam?
yes.
Holland 500.
The answer is
Known by its initials, this airline is the oldest in the world still in operation. What is KLM Royal Dutch Airlines?
yes.
Inventions 100.
The answer is
Mr. Watson, come here was its first message. What is the telephone?
yes. The answer is
In 1836, this painter invented the telegraph. Who is Samuel Morse?
Yes.
Inventions 3.
The answer is
Many dimmed their lights in tribute on the day this inventor was buried. Who is Thomas Edison?
yes. The answer is
For his corn harvester, Henry Blair was the first to receive one. What's a patent?
you are right. The answer is
President who invented the swivel chair and lap desk. Who was Thomas Jefferson?
correct.
Oh yeah. Oscar Webben 100.
The answer is
Sally Field won her first Oscar playing Her. Who is Norma Ray?
you are right. The answer is
Miracle Worker who won 1962 Best Actress. Who is Anne Bancroft?
you are right. The answer is
In her prime, she won for playing Miss Jean Brodie. Maggie Smith.
the answer is
Though second to Hepburn in number of nominations, she beat her as Best Actress in 1935. Who was Greta Garbo?
Sonny.
Not Greta Garbo. Oh, Betty Davis.
Yes. The answer is
She won the first Best Actress for Seventh Heaven. Janet Gaynor. Time for 100.
The answer is
In England, it's traditionally 4 p.m. What is tea time?
correct. The answer is
The shadow cast by a gnomon marks out the time on one of these clocks. What is a sundial?
correct. The answer is
Clock with which Roman senators timed speeches, often adding dirt to make it drip more slowly. Water clock. Oh, okay.
the answer is
Estimates of this human time period range from 25 to 30 years. What's a generation?
you are right. The answer is
It's the song Walter Houston sang, or When the Happenings Will See You. September.
correct. The answer is
This state provided the pen name for Glass Menagerie playwright. What is Tennessee?
yes. The answer is
In Italy, the name of this pugilistic pair is Pulcinella and Punchinello, who are Punch and Judy?
yes.
I'll go 1100, please.
The answer is
Brando borrowed this Stanislavski acting style. Don't know.
no.
The method. Oh, okay.
The answer is
Physical shtick named for the paddle comedians once used to whack each other. What is slapstick?
yes. answer is
Shakespeare's theater. What is the globe?
you are right. The answer is
Hamlet found something rotten in this place. What's Denmark?
correct. The answer is
The Moor who loved Desdemona not wisely but too well. Who was Othello?
correct. The answer is
Musical based on The Taming of the Shrew. What is Kiss Me Kate?
correct. The answer is
Chubby character who loved his ale and supplied the name for one. Who is Falstaff?
yes. The answer is
She was 8 years older than Shakespeare when he married her. Who is Anne Hathaway?
correct.
Double Jeopardy time. Cats for 200.
The answer is
On cats, they're retractable. On dogs, they're not. What are claws?
yes. The answer is
Country that once mummified cats with their masters. What is Egypt?
yes. The answer is
Breed of long-haired cat or an ancient Iranian. What is Persian?
you are right. The answer is
These vibrissae help a cat feel his way in the dark. What are whiskers?
Yes. The answer is
Feline Fury, played by Jane Fonda in 1965 flick. Who is Cat Baloo?
correct.
I'll take just an answer 200.
The answer is
A man's name, a bird's beak, or a restaurant's check. What's a bill?
correct. The answer is
What you stick your pimento in. What's an olive?
yes. The answer is
Single serving of butter for Mrs. Nixon. What's a pet?
yes. The answer is
A jolly tar, or the knave in a deck of cards. What's a jack?
you are right. The answer is
A completely honest hot dog. What's a frank?
yes. The answer is
Can't hold a candle to her London Chamber of Horrors. Who is Madame Tussaud?
you are right. The answer is
This city's Rijksmuseum is known for having the finest collection of Rembrandts. What is Amsterdam?
yes. The answer is
This Midwest city's science museum has a coal mine and a submarine. What is Chicago?
answer is
The Uffizi Gallery houses this country's national library. What is Italy?
yes. The answer is
With paintings going back to only 1880, this museum was founded in New York City in 1929. What is the Museum of Modern Art?
yes.
Poetry 200.
The answer is
Tennyson's Idylls of the King were about this legendary ruler. Who is King Arthur?
correct. The answer is
In the spring, it lightly turns to thoughts of love. What's a young man's fancy?
yes. The answer is
Two-letter title of a Kipling poem. It begins 11 lines of the poem. What is it?
correct. The answer is
Robert Frost wrote, "When you have to go there, they have to take you in." What is home?
yes. The answer is
Longfellow poem which begins, "This is the forest primeval." What is Evangeline?
yes.
United Kingdom 200.
The answer is
Country that makes the difference between the Great Britain and the United Kingdom. What is Ireland?
sorry.
No. Northern Ireland. That'll be more specific. I'll try for 8,000.
The answer is
its name to the natives is Simru. What is Wales?
Yes. The answer is
Capital city on the Firth of Forth. What is Edinburgh?
yes. The answer is
Located in the West Midlands, it's England's second largest city. What is Liverpool?
Sonny.
No. Birmingham. Oh, okay.
The answer is
Donegal Square lies in the center of this city. Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland.
the answer is
Ford's 50s flop with a family named. What is the Edsel?
correct. The answer is
Fans howl at Mel Blanc's initiation of this, Jack Benny's Junker. The Maxwell.
yes. The answer is
Among the victims of the Depression was this company's Bearcat. Stutz.
correct. The answer is
When production stopped in 1960, this Chrysler car
correct.
had reached the Endo and it's DeSoto.
The answer is
In 55, this steelmaker gave up making his namesake cars. Henry J. Kaiser. Alright. Category is world capitals. I'm not wagering anything.
the answer is
The closest foreign capital is Washington, D.C. What is Ottawa?
the answer is
Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Yep. So I'm going to win with $25,000. I'm going to see you all for that next segment.